Goodness, look at that prawn. I don't even, that's like more than a mouthful. Wow, that's like a 2 mouthful prawn. Anyway, I'm gonna give it a go. Not just your average fried rice, guys. This one is jam-packed, the biggest, juiciest prawns, the big chunks of pork, and the most amazing, the king of king condiments, XO sauce. You don't want to miss this one, guys. This is my XO sauce fried rice. Hey friends, I have the most epic recipe for you guys today. It's a little bit of a journeyman recipe. This is not like the super quick fried rice, 10-minute fried rice, 5-minute fried rice. This is kind of like the special luxury fried rice. And if that's the case, then it's gonna take a little bit more time, but stick with me. Now, what we wanna do first of all is talk about the XO sauce. So you can go out and buy yourself some XO sauce if you would like to make the process quicker, but I do have a recipe for a really awesome, I think awesome, XO sauce that you can look up on my channel. So this is it here, and what I want is a really good chunk of this stuff. It is, for those who have not tried XO sauce yet, it is like the king of condiments. It is umami, it is savory, it is a little spicy, it's like all the things, it's so good. All right, now it has things like dried shrimp, dried scallops, you know, all those sorts of things in there. And this is gonna add all the flavors. It's gonna make our rice extra special. So I want lots of that and a little bit of that oil in there because that has all the flavor and a little bit of spice. Very, very nice. Okay, now we want some soy sauce here. I have some light soy sauce to start with. This one is going to give us the saltiness that we want. And then a little splash of dark soy sauce just to give us like a rich color. And we also want a splash of Chinese cooking wine here. Told you, extra special bits everywhere in this recipe. Okay, now this is like epic fried rice sauce seasoning right here. First of all though, let's get on to doing some eggs before we get cooking with our fried rice. So I want to make an omelette and I want 3 eggs here. Now a little bit of oil into your hot wok or pan. Now just give that a swirl around in here. Now throw that egg in there, or don't throw it in, you know, just pour it in nicely. You just want to hear a little bit of that bubble. And now just kind of push that egg around. Don't need to be too, you know, delicate with it. You know, just kind of roughly push that egg around. And you can even just kind of swirl. And I kind of like fold it in on itself just to kind of get the egg out through the sides. Okay, now just let that set for a little bit until the top is almost cooked through. So that's looking good. Now just flip it over. And now just slide it out onto your chopping board. Now you just want some rough chunks here. And our egg is done. So now it's time to get going on the fried rice itself. But wait, before we get going on the fried rice itself, let's chit chat a little bit more about some ingredients. So very important, your rice for fried rice. So you guys tell me often that you have a problem with your fried rice going all gluggy and sticky and gross. So number one, don't use microwave rice. That is like the biggest no-no. Uncle Roger really will come for you if you do that. What you should do is try to use some day-old rice, so rice you've cooked yesterday. And also if you want to watch a video on exactly how to cook, you know, some good tips on cooking rice specifically for fried rice, check out my video on my channel. You can find a little how-to there. Now the other ingredient that we're talking about here is Chinese char siu pork or Chinese barbecue pork. Now I do have my own homemade recipe for this. I'm using my homemade version here. I told you this was a bit of like a journeyman recipe, homemade XO sauce, homemade char siu pork, but it's worth it in the end, everyone. So this is my homemade version. You can find the video on my channel for how to do that as well. But of course, if you would like to take a shortcut and just use some store-bought, totally cool with me. Now, let's get sizzling in the pan already. I want a little bit of oil here. Now you want to go in with some garlic. I like a lot of garlic, so I have a lot of garlic. You could use less if you like. I love that sizzle, that smell, so good. And some onion as well. Now you want to give the onion and garlic a little time to kind of get to know each other in there and soften up a little bit, because you don't want like a raw onion flavor in your finished fried rice. That's a big no-no in my book. That is looking pretty good to me. Now I'm going to go in with like the biggest prawns ever, and this is why I love making this fried rice at home, because you know, like when you're at the Chinese restaurant, you get these tiny little shrimp, and you know the barbecue pork is like this big, and the, you know, this is way better. So huge prawns go in. And my huge big chunks of pork. Again, this is the benefit of doing the homemade version. Now once those prawns look like they're just cooked through, and I don't want to overcook them, so they just turn opaque, now I'm going to add in the rest of my bits and pieces. So I want to go in with that amazing sauce that we made earlier with our homemade XO sauce. Just get everything coated in that lusciousness. And now for the rice. So if you've done your work properly here, your rice should be really nice and dry, not sticky. And now the egg. And some spring onion. And now this is the part I love the most, where we just get everything in there, coated in that beautiful sauce. Every grain of rice needs a little bit of that sauce. Perfect ratio of sauce and rice. You just want a coating, but you don't want things to be like wet and soggy. That XO sauce, like the intensity of flavor and the fragrance that we're getting from that is so good. Okay, so this is done. Now I like to serve a little bit of XO sauce just on the side in case you want even more flavor. Oh, wow, this is going to be an absolute pleasure. Let me get in here. Goodness, look at that prawn. I don't even, that's like more than a mouthful. Wow, that's like a 2 mouthful prawn. Anyway, I'm gonna give it a go. Okay, let me go here. This is like one of the best fried rice recipes I have made on my channel. I'm not kidding, guys. I know we've made a lot of fried rice together, but this is next level. Like that XO sauce adds so much flavor, and you really do need to get a giant prawn because, you know, why not? And the pork and the everything. I know it's a journeyman recipe, guys, but stick with it, give it a go. You will love it.